The Morris twins, double your pleasure, double your fun. Recruit both Morrises instead of just one. And Bill Self heard that jingle and took it to heart. One, Marcus, is a little more perimeter-oriented than Markeith, but together they're both skilled players who need to play a little harder. But they're both skilled players. One would probably be a 4-3 Marcus. Markeith would probably be a 4-5 and a little more of an inside player.
Well, you know they must be good if they've got Tom Konchowski speaking in rhyme. Welcome back to CSTV's Basketball Signing Day special edition of Generation Next. We have the Morris twins here. They signed their national letters to attend Kansas today, and they come from Apex Academies, which is a little bit of a different setup than most of the high schools that we've been talking about. And along with the twins, we've got two other players, as well as the Vice President of Apex Academies in Rich Marcucci and Tony Tucker. Rich, tell us about Apex Academies. What is it? You've only been in existence for 5 months, so explain to us exactly who you are.
Apex Academies is a philosophy that Tony Tucker is well aware of and was involved with down in Florida. Tony came to me several years ago and said, I'd like to do a training academy in the Northeast. I'd like to do it with you. So we started off on this venture of figuring out how we would pull this off, whether we would go with investors. We'd had to be linked to an academic institution. How would we get a school? So we were on a 2-year trek finding the right partners to pull off an Apex Academies with a tremendous academic partner. During that time, we found Living Faith Christian Academy, which is a private school in Cherry Hill, which has become the perfect asset to Apex Academies. They are a great private school, which we partner with. They handle our academic needs, our academic core for our kids. And Apex Academies is a training academy where we specifically work on basketball skills, strength and conditioning, and mental conditioning. So we have strength and conditioning coaches on staff. We have 7 basketball coaches on staff. We have a mental conditioning, a sports psychiatrist on staff. We have 7 teams. Well, we have 6 teams right now, and hoping to have 8 teams next year. And it's growing rapidly, and the kids train every day from the beginning of school till the end for 3 hours each day, hour and a half strength and conditioning, hour and a half basketball.
Tony, you were a very successful high school coach. Then you went to IMG to one of these more unconventional high school type programs working with the kids. Give us an idea what the day is like for these kids and what the program's about.
But a typical day, as you said, is very different than a normal high school. The typical day at Apex will involve first in the morning, the kids go to a regular class day, regular core classes. Then in the afternoon, they finish up their school day and then they get into their training. And as Rich just said, it's an hour and a half of performance training, then another hour and a half of basketball skills training. So that's kind of the typical day, and it goes on for 5 days a week.
Marcus Morris, let me start with you. The main question, why Kansas?
Winning tradition, mainly, and play right away. Can't beat it.
You guys were at their Midnight Madness, Late Night in the Fog. Tell me about that experience and how that influenced your decision.
It was amazing. I mean, the fans are great. They actually were saying our name when we got in the gym, and we went through the fog, actually. And it was just a great atmosphere.
Well, let me ask my question to both of you. Now, I coached in college for many years and recruited guys really hard and always wondered when a guy called me and said, I'm not coming, when did you really, really know you were going to Kansas? And how long did you keep these other people, not necessarily on the string, but when did you really know you were going to Kansas?
Well, after we took the visit to Villanova, yeah. We know that Kansas, it was an opportunity to play right away for both of us. Not just one of us, it was both of us. And it was the right spot and the right fit.
Well, Markeith, let me ask you about that, because obviously you guys originally verbally committed to Memphis before decommitting. We're seeing this a lot, especially with young high school players before they even get to their junior year. What would you advise Markeith? Let's say a freshman or sophomore in high school wants to make that verbal commitment. Would you tell him, hey, why don't you wait until you're a senior and really make sure that you're sure, or make the verbal when you feel you're ready?
I would say be 100% about making your decision. Don't make your decision on because of what the school is. Make it on academics and being able to play as soon as you get there as a freshman, making an impact as a freshman.
Did you guys enjoy the recruiting process, or did you feel that at some point it became a real strain on you?
Probably in the beginning, it was nice being really recruited by a lot of schools. You feel like you're on top of the world, but then as it's going on, it becomes stressful, knowing where you're going to end up in the future.
Marcus, did you guys always think that you were going to play in college together?
Yeah, we knew from first time we started playing basketball. No, I think it's the first time I knew that I could play guard. we knew we were going to play different positions, that we knew that we were going to the same school.
We've got a couple other teammates behind you. P.J. Mills, tell us about where your recruitment stands and what your future holds.
I'm basically open right now. I'm just focusing on practicing hard against these two guys right here and just getting better. And hopefully I'll see what comes after that.
Chris Martin, 6'2" point guard. You got schools on your list. Where do you stand?
Yeah, I'm open too, but I'm just looking at a few schools right now. They're looking at me. I'm just planning on playing hard, doing what I got to do.
We don't get names here, guys. You talk them too well not to get. Come on, give us 1 or 2 schools here. Come on.
We got to get some news. This is TV, guys. I mean, some news.
He's got a couple.
We Rice State interested. I'm looking at Towson and places like Albany, things like that. You know, but right now, just doing my thing on the court, trying to get noticed more.
All right. Well, these guys are obviously teaching you well on and off the court. Apex Academies, everybody, especially Rich and Tony. Thanks for coming and taking the time.